it's not a tech session anyway, so it is what it is. I'm hoping that it is working. Either way, it'll be like a silent movie if it's not. So that's fun. Okay, so how are you all doing today? It is Friday and it is 10 o'clock Eastern time, which means that we are going to be doing some doodling. I will be drawing digitally, and I find digital drawing relaxation, a form of relaxation and a practice of mindfulness. So that's what we are doing this morning. This morning is one of our alphabet series. It is the letter O, which I think is great. And I'm looking forward to our doodle session. But how are you doing? How has your week been? And on a scale of 1 to 10, where are you at in this moment, with 1 being awful and 10 being awesome? Where are you at? Just so that we can take a starting point, a starting number before we start our doodling. Yay! Let's have a look, see. Hey! Okay. Hi Jenny, good to see you. Thanks for joining. Yes, Tracy, I hope everyone had a good week too. Hi Evelina, good to see you. Hi Elena. Elena, I'm not sure which pronunciation, please correct me. Danny, hi, good morning. Yay, you're here for the doodling this time. Fantastic. So if you haven't already, please get your doodling equipment, whether you are doodling on pen and paper or doodling digitally. That's a bit of a mouthful. All is welcome, whatever your preference is. In fact, the entire doodle session is very preference driven. So it doesn't matter, nothing matters. It's not about the aesthetic, it's not about the outcome, it's about the process. Fantastic. So Tracy, you're a 7. Danny, you're a 6 or a 7. Good. Diane, you're a 7. Fantastic. The last one, Alina. Is that the one that I said last? Let me know. Hey, Bon. Hola. 7 for you, 9 for Eddie. Okay, Eddie's got some high vibes this morning. I'm glad to hear it. Awesome. Evelina, feeling good here. Just woke up. Just in time for this session. It is just past 7 o'clock there. 7 o'clock is also my wake up time as well. And yeah, I'm glad that you're able to make it for this morning's session. Tracy, it's finally spring here. Yay, it's been a cold start. Okay, we've definitely got some spring vibes here, although obviously we're moving into autumn, but loving it. Barbara, you're a 7 going on 9. Okay, I like that big jump. That's fantastic. Okay, so I'm hoping that the audio of this morning goes through onto the replay feed. If not, I'm sorry. And I'm wondering what to do with those videos, whether I should just delete them altogether or whether the silent movie effect is still beneficial. I don't know. At least you can hear me in the live session over on Insight Timer. And that's what's most important. So let's get our session started. I'm gonna go and get my cards because I left them over here. 1 second. I have them and I am back. My rating for this morning, where am I at? I think I'm a 7.5, 7.5. So we've got some pretty good high vibes going on this morning, I think. All ahead of the weekend. And what would you say has been the highlight of your week, if thinking back? Or the biggest lesson? So the highlight or the biggest lesson of the week? I think for me, the biggest lesson is the value of journaling. I got back into journaling this week in earnest, and I never understand why I fall off the bandwagon, but yeah, there you go. There are seasons, aren't there? Talking of changing weather. So very happy to be back with journaling. Let me know what the highlight of your week has been or what the biggest lesson has been for you. Oh, okay. Oh, two cards jumped out. Okay. And I love them both. So those are the images. Authenticity and reflection. Can you see that? Authenticity and reflection. Love those as a message. Let's see what they have to say. Reflection. I take time for solitude and reflection. This is important for me to connect to my core being and to rediscover who I am and what I really need in life. Oh my gosh, that resonates so much. I've been doing a lot of that this week. And then authenticity. I commit to do the daily practice of who I think I am supposed to be and embracing who I am with vulnerability and integrity. Okay, those two are very clear and necessary messages this morning. Let me know if any of them resonate for you. Reflection and authenticity. Feels very, very poignant and fantastic reminders. Tracy, it's been a busy week working 3 days and hanging out with my friends Gemma and Katie and doing art. That's awesome. Sounds like a creative week. Sounds so divine. Busy can be a 4-letter word, but yeah, thinking on this reflection point, if we're intentional about how we are investing our time, then busy can be in the flow, it can be creative, it can be on your path. I'm reading a book at the moment called 4,000 Weeks, and it talks about exactly that, about being mindful about how do you invest your time, what are you investing in, and how expensive are activities, not monetarily, but in terms of your hours, your weeks, and to be a better procrastinator, meaning that working on the things that actually are meaningful, that you know that, yeah, every time you say yes to one activity, you're saying no to an infinite number of other activities, but knowing that in this moment, this is the one that is right for you. And I will put my hand up and say that, you know, things like scrolling and going down a YouTube rabbit hole is sometimes not the best use of my time. And the myriad, I become aware of the myriad of things that I could be doing that are better for me. And in fact, this week I set up a little automation on all my devices that whenever I open YouTube, a pop-up comes up and says, wouldn't you rather spend 15 minutes reading a useful book? And I have to actually say yes or no. So yeah, that's been pretty profound this week. Let's see. Jenny, no mud, no lotus has been my lesson for the week. Oh, love that so much. Yes, no mud, no lotus. Good with the bad, light and dark, absolutely. Audio on YouTube seems to be working now. Hurrah, thank you, Joy. I did catch up and was able to follow along. Okay, you watched the silent movie. I'm glad you were able to do that. Oh, Danny, you have those notifications too, and it has changed your life. Yeah, it just is a bolt of mindfulness. Like we can fall so easily back into our automatic, unaware habits, and or habits of unawareness, and having those pattern interrupters is a great way of getting back onto mindful practices. So yeah, 100%. Hey CJ, good morning. Good morning, good morning. Awesome. We are going to start with our doodling. Let's just do a little bit of shoulder, wrist, and hand exercises. So before we get going, let's take a nice deep breath in and exhale through your mouth. Inhale in. Exhale through your mouth. Inhale in. Exhale through your mouth. And then roll your shoulders backwards. And then forwards. Rotate your wrists in the other direction. And then stretch your fingers. They're going to be working. So we're mindfully engaging our body while we doodle. These sessions are intended for active meditation, relaxation, expressing our creativity, even if you don't identify as artistic. And as I mentioned, it's about the process, it is not about the outcome. So with that, let us get drawing. The AC is running this morning, so if you hear the buzzing in the background, that's what it is. Let me just see if I can move my camera a smidge. I think I have to. There we go. Okay. So this morning is the letter O, which I feel is a very, let's see here, there we go. Okay, finding my posse here this morning. There we go. All right, so we're going to start off with drawing our letter. So it doesn't have to be perfect, but it does need to be big enough that we can doodle the interior. So drawing your O, however you choose. And the invitation with our alphabet series is to, while we are doodling, if any O words pop up in relation to things that you're grateful for, things that you're reflecting on, things that you're processing, intentions that you're setting, write those O words down. I did a live session this week at the library, and somebody actually commented that they couldn't do both. They couldn't do the doodling and thinking about, you know, the words. So that's okay. That's completely okay. This is just an additional option for you. If you find that your mind wanders while you're doodling, if you can't let go of your to-do list or the things that have been on your, you know, on your radar this week, and you're struggling to just kind of ease into the practice of the doodling, and you need something to occupy your brain that isn't all of those things, the things that you were trying to just give you a break from, then that's what the letter is for. If that is too burdensome for you, then let that go. Then just focus on the doodling. So it's your practice. You do what feels right for you. We're not all wired the same. We're wired similarly, but none of us are exactly the same. So yeah, let's be mindful of that. Make it work for you and according to what you need this morning. So we are going to have our wheel tell us how many different doodles we're doing today. 7. Okay, maximum number. So we're going to divide our O into 7 different sections so that we can doodle 7 different patterns. How you subdivide is completely up to you. I always have to count. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So dividing your O into 7 different sections. If you are here for the first time and you're wondering what doodles we are going to be doodling, we have a resource that you can download. It is available in my teacher profile. There's a group there, and the link for the direct download of this document is there. So you can download that and yeah, and use it as a reference. If not, then you can follow along with me on screen. Okay. Yes, it does look like an Easter egg. O for ovulation. I have to be honest that the big O came to mind when I was talking about the O words. And why not? We're all, we're all grown-ups here. And that is one of the beauties of human experience. Okay, let us find out what our 7 doodles patterns are going to be. I will write them all down so that if you've got the reference sheet, you can go at your own pace. So 44, 6, 33, 20, 50, 41, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and last one, 37. Okay, so those are all our doodle patterns. If you want to jot those down for your reference, they will stay on my screen, but as I move my screen, they do sometimes disappear. So if you want to write them down for your own reference, you can do that. And then if you've got the reference sheet, you can go at your own pace. So yeah. All right, so starting with number 44. Let us see. Let me close this. Here we go. Which one is number 44? Ah, this one for me is always like wood carvings. This one right here. Can you see that okay? So choosing whichever space you want to start in. And do move your page around so that the paper moves as opposed to your wrist contorting. Keep your wrist, your hand, and everything at the most optimal and comfortable position for you. We do doodle for a good hour at least, and so that will have an impact on your body. You want to make sure that you move the page as opposed to getting bad posture or contorting. Okay, so here we start with, I feel called to start with all these comma or apostrophe shapes. So just drawing apostrophe shape and then outlining the apostrophe, giving it a little aura, moving around in different directions, starting with the apostrophe shape and then covering it. Once you have as many big shapes as you want, you can start to add these leaf type shapes coming out of there. And you might choose to add another apostrophe in the mix. But yeah, to me it starts to look a bit like wood carvings. Hey Jessica. Ooh. Yana or Jana? Originality. Yes, I love that. Originality. Ooh, Tracy Olive. Love olives. Awesome. Yes. Opportunity. You can write your words into your drawing, into your doodle if you want to. Opportunity. Or you can write them on the side. It's completely up to you. I just like to make a note of what came up. Can you hear the music at all? It's very soft for me. Barbara, opt in. Yes, 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 yes. It is a choice. Yes, choose happiness. Choose exploration. Choose adventure. Choose new beginnings. Love that. You can add in as you go, starting to layer. Finding gaps into which you can add a curl or a leaf shape. And take a nice deep breath. Grounding into this practice. Releasing anything that you've been carrying with you during the week. Opening yourself up. Letting go. Bringing fresh new energy. Observation. That one down. I feel like the most profound learnings I've ever had is when I observe myself, observe my behavior. Yana, outside, yes, being outside, my gosh. Love that. Tracy, origin. Yeah, going back to the beginning, going back to roots. Good reminder. Notice how you're gripping your pen or your pencil. And choose to loosen and let go Every part of your body that remembers to loosen and let go can have a ripple effect. And let your creative intuition just get involved here. You don't have to follow the pattern exactly. You don't have to follow me exactly. Just keep curling, keep swirling. Keep breathing. Change things up as you go if you feel called to. And invite a feeling of relaxation. There is no pressure, there is no expectation. Release any judgment you might notice coming up. Just have fun with the curling and the swirling. Get curious. This week at my live session, I actually shaded my doodle, which I haven't done in a long time, and I really enjoyed it. So using like a pencil, obviously I was doing it digitally, so a digital pencil brush. And I really enjoyed the act of shading. It was something new. Well, not new, but something not often practiced. Now the word options came up for me now. And For me, options is a double-edged sword because I am the queen of options. I'm constantly looking for all the options. And so it makes decision-making very, very difficult because first I must find all the possible options. And then invariably by the time I have found all the options, I'm exhausted, too exhausted to make the decision. And coming back to observation, this is something I noticed and vocalized to myself in my journaling this week. And so I'm aware, it's in my awareness of more options is not necessarily better. Not all the time, it's not a blanket, so I'm going to just put that down. And I get analysis paralysis and I do nothing. Can anybody else relate? Tracy, you've got a 50th birthday party to go to next Sunday. That's awesome. That's an occasion. An occasion worth celebrating. That's cool. Okay. I feel like I'm happy with doodle number 1, which is actually doodle number 44. Maybe just a few more embellishments here for interest. Oat, Tracy, yes, oats. Yes, I've taken to making my own granola and I'm loving it so much. It's like better than any store-bought granola I've ever had. And oats is obviously a main component of that. Definitely something to be grateful for there. All right, I'm going to call that doodle done. How are you doing with your number 44? Have you moved on? So the next one, number 6. Let's see which one it is. Okay, it's our circle patterns. Number 6. Before we get going, I'm going to invite you, if you want to, just do a little movement exercise. And get some water. If you're sitting down, contemplate standing up. Oh, I'm going to just change this. Tell me if that audio changes. Yeah, so if you're sitting down, I invite you to stand up onto your tippy toes, interlock your fingers, and just give a nice stretch. Breathing in deeply and exhaling deeply. Nice stretch, tall thoughts, crown of the head to the sky, staying up on your tippy toes and feeling that stretch all the way from the ground to the tops of your palms. Okay, and coming down. Moving on to our next doodle, number 6. So this one, I start out with wavy lines. Yeah, and they can be varying waves, and they should be varying waves. Try to make each one slightly different. Okay, from here, we then simply fill in these wavy sections with circles. Circles that meet at the top and the bottom. And so, because of the wavy line, the size of the circle changes. It's a very soothing pattern, all these circle shapes. Like a gentle meandering. Tracy, order and orange, yes. Order as opposed to chaos? Absolutely. I do like me a tidy space, I must say. I feel calmer when my space is organized, everything in its place. Doesn't mean it's like that all the time, though. Take a nice deep breath. New energy every week, every day, every hour, and even every minute is an opportunity to begin again. And once you have got all of your circular shapes, mine are not quite perfectly circular, that's okay. You can start to fill in the gaps between the circles. If you notice you're holding tension anywhere in your body, breathe into that area and then release that tension either by moving into a different position or just relaxing that muscle down. I noticed that my shoulder was up. Notice what it feels like to color in these spaces. If you're on paper, can you hear as well as feel the coloring in? Just noticing. And that colouring in doesn't need to be precise. Tracy, you had lots of doggy hugs with Louie, Katie's fur baby. Amazing! That's so cool. Hi, Yamaya. Hello, hello. What tablet and program or app am I using? It's an iPad, and I'm using PROCREATE is the app. Yeah, it's a great app. There should be an update coming soon. They've been saying for several months. But it is a really lovely, versatile app, particularly if you don't intend to print. I use another app for more precise drawings that don't pixelate. Oh, Tracy, you sold your last 2 watercolor books. Congratulations. Are those your own that you created? You're welcome, Yamaya. Was meant to say that I sold my last 2 watercolor bookmarks. Oh, okay. That's cool. Well done. Okay, the app that doesn't pixelate is Concepts app. Concepts. It's more for technical drawing, but I use it for illustration and creative, exactly what I do here in PROCREATE. But when I want to be able to move things around a lot, because with PROCREATE, as soon as you start moving things, your artwork degrades, the quality of your artwork degrades, whereas in Concepts, because it's vector based, that doesn't happen. concepts app. I find this colouring in. Oh, I forgot a line. I just realised. Need more circles. I was saying I find this colouring in very soothing. And sometimes I've been known to nod off with my pencil in my hand. Notice if you have any thoughts running through your mind. Don't judge them, just notice them, acknowledge that they are there. Or notice if you have no thoughts running through your mind. Are you paying attention to sensations in your body? Maybe your stomach is telling you it's nearly time for your next meal. Okay. Let's doodle number 6. How are you doing with your doodling? I'm going to step away before going to number 33, before making a start on number 33. Okay, so we go from circles to angles. Notice how similar but different the doodles are. And also, I'm curious to know, do you feel any difference when you contemplate the circular shapes and then these angular shapes? I'm interested to know if that sparks any sensation for you. All right, before I start on the next doodle, number 33, taking a step away. If you're sitting down, invite you to stand up, even if you're not finished, because it's been a few minutes being static, so let's just move. So lifting your feet off the ground, bending at the knee. One of my knees is clicking this morning for some reason. Getting old. There's a good one. What a privilege it is to get old. Okay, creaky knees and all. So lifting a foot at a time. And then lastly, interlock your fingers behind your back and gently lift. Lift your hands away from your back. Just to counteract the leaning forward posture of drawing. Take a nice deep breath. And another one. Okay. Ready for the next doodle. Barbara, our nephew, is an accomplished animator and uses PROCREATE to animate a popular animated show. That's so cool. That's awesome. Lorna, curves tend to get me into a flow state easier. Number 6 was lovely for that. I agree, yes. Yeah, I disappeared into that little circle pattern. And yeah, I'm interested to hear what you guys think of, you know, the contrast between the circular one and this angular one. So here I'm going to cut this that already looks like a pizza slice. I'm going to cut more pizza slices, just separating it, maybe just 3 times. Okay, and then it's like chevron shapes, so starting from anywhere in the center, four lines, and then changing directions. Let me see, how am I going to do this one? Coming off at a tangent to what you've already done. Oh, I noticed my shoulder really up there, so just resetting that. Changing my position. It's so easy to not notice the rest of our body when we're focused on a particular task. Oh. This AC is very cold. Joy, looking at different doodles made me think of O for orientation. Yes, absolutely. Tracy, hour, yes. Ownership. Outstanding, outdoors, yes. Lorna, originality, yes. Comments coming in. Lorna, observe. Yes. Outnumbered. I guess that's something to reflect on. Yeah. Barbara, I must prefer curves as these straight lines appear to be curving as I draw them. Yeah, mine are going a bit wonky, I must say. Yes, And that's okay. It's okay if they curve. Tracy, you say outdated. Yes. That's actually a good one in terms of, well, what comes to mind for me is outdated practices, behaviors, beliefs. How often do we look at what we've outgrown? Ooh, outgrown. I'll put that here. We're always constantly evolving, aren't we? Alrighty. Number 33 is done. How are you all doing? Almost halfway. Gonna crack up the speed a bit. Number 20. Let's see what 20 is. Okay. Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay. Here we go. Number 20. It's these kind of scaly, looks like fish scales. Joy, oh for okay. Yes. Love that. Tracy, outsmart. Again, what comes to mind for me there is outsmarting my ego. Our ego has very, and I've just been observing this week, when I let my ego run away, unchecked. So being intentional about outsmarting the ego. I'm interested to know what context outsmart, what meaning it has for you. Ooh, owl. Owl. I'm going to put that here. Owl. Symbolizing wisdom. And observation. Tracy, office, offers, offing, outlets, and outfit. That is a lot of O words. As long as they mean something to you. Outfit is an interesting one as well, because it kind of speaks to self-identity, how we choose to dress, speaks to how we choose to express part of who we are. That reminds me of this card of authenticity, where it says, I commit to the daily practice of who I think I am supposed to be and embracing who I am with vulnerability and integrity. I like that. And it can be as simple as what we choose to wear today. Notice if your shoulders creep up again. Notice if your hand is tightened up again. Notice what your other hand is doing. While your dominant hand is doodling. There's our fish scales, number 20. How are you doing with your doodle? Tracy, ongoing organization. Yes, it is an ongoing process, organization. Most definitely. Jessica, it's looking so pretty. Yay! Love that mermaid fish scale pattern. Yeah, very soothing, isn't it? Organic. Love that, Tracy. Yeah, Evelina, very, very easy one. Yep. Very easy one. Bon. Ooh, overjoyed. Amazing, amazing word. Spending this time with you all. Yay! I'll make sure to take time for solitude and embrace who I am. You're so welcome. You're almost done with number 6. Okay, cool. Number 6, yes. Yeah, take it easy. Do it at your own pace and your own time. Love it. All right, let's just do one more stretch before we, well, I'll move on to the next one. You carry on with what you're doing, but let's have a stretch together. So we're going to do the YWT. So stretching your hands up in a Y shape. I'll go further back so that you can see me in the corner over there. So Y shape, pinching your, or not pinching, but moving your shoulder blades together behind your back over there. So in a Y, and then bring them down to a W. So bringing your, kind of like the goddess pose in yoga, bringing your elbows to 90 degrees. Again, keeping your shoulder blades together. See, all of this counteracts that posture of drawing like that. Whether you're drawing or whether you're on the computer all day, these are good exercises to combat any humps, to engage your chest that normally does not get any engagement at all because we're engaging our back all the time. So engaging our chest in this W, and then T, bringing your elbows to your side. Again, shoulder blades are kissing at the back of your, on your upper back. And then one more time. Y. Learn my alphabet. We are doing the alphabet. Y, W, T. Last time. Y, W, T. And just feel that engagement. Feel your shoulders wake up. Right. Number 50. Ooh, Evelina, it's your favorite. Is this not your favorite one, number 50? I think I'm gonna put this one here. Okay. Let's start this one. So, starting with your petal shape. In fact, you can do all 3 together so that you've just got a lay of the land. Okay, and then we'll start with the first one. So with this one, we're going to do the interior first. So we start inside. In fact, before we do that, let's outline each of these shapes. There we go. All right, and then with our first one, we'll start with the inside shapes. So this is as if we're going into taking a peek inside. I'm going to change the order to when we did it last time, so do the inside of all of them. Yes, Jessica. A new YMCA dance it is. It's the YWT. I don't know what it stands for though. Yes, we tan. Yes. Evelina, number 50. Your nemesis doodle. I'm going to do all the interior ones first of this collection. Okay, so once we've got all the interiors done, then we start with the exterior. So that was from right to left. Now we go left to right on the outside. And we curve right to left. Okay, so left to right on the outside. Notice how your face reacts to your doodling. Like, how do you hold your face? I notice that I kind of purse my lips when I'm concentrating. All of these practices of noticing is part of the mindfulness. There you go. And then once we've got the central, the focal collection, we can start adding other petal shapes behind. I notice that I do this when I'm concentrating on trying to do a straight line. Okay, so we'll do the inside from right to left. And then left to right. On the outside. You worth this. Yes. You worth this. You worth this. Love that, Joy. CJ, 50 is my fave. Isn't it so interesting? You love the outcome of it. Yeah. I love when a doodle looks complex, but when you break it down, you realize it's not. And when I first started doodling, I kind of just sat looking at doodles to start with, to try to figure out, how would I draw this? How would I start? What can I break it down into? So kind of focusing my attention. Just got to turn this aircon off. It's a bit chilly. Oh, there we go. Gaps in this, I'm not really sure what I'm doing in the gaps. I'm making it up as I go along. Oh, good, Evelina. It's become easier for you. I'm glad about that. I find it. I feel like I want to find something to do in the background of this pattern, though. Maybe some straight lines. I'm going to leave it like that for now, and move on to the next one. So that's number 50. Number 41. Okay, interesting. We're getting these more angular. It's kind of a balance between curvy and angular. Okay, so with number 41, random lines. Like a net. And then just creating ripple type shapes. When you curve the edges of these ripple lines, it almost gives it a 3D look. And just a slight little curve at the origin. If you curve it down, it'll look like it's concave. Let's see if I can do it. Actually, still looks convex. Okay. So we're just changing directions in each shape. penultimate doodle. I actually really like doing the ripples. I find it very soothing. Oh, joy. Oh, for Om. Oh my goodness. We've started chanting Om at the end of yoga on Shannon's class. Apparently it has positive effect on the water you drink nearby to this vibration. Yes, absolutely. It's also good for your central nervous system because it interacts with your vagus nerve. So it's very soothing, and it triggers your parasympathetic nervous system to take you into the rest and digest state rather than fight or flight. So yes, that humming Om, as well as all the spiritual aspects of it. Yes, thank you for that reminder. That's a great one. Om. I'm going to put M there. Om. Love it. Mende, hey Mende. I was finding it soothing to watch you do the ripples. Yeah, I love watching other doodlers and illustrators. I find it so mesmerizing. Lorna, you're so welcome. You have to dash off now. You're so welcome. Thank you for joining, and hope to see you next week. Oh, let me put the thingies up while we are here and while we... Oh gosh, just noticed the time. I do apologize. Let's quickly do the last one. Oh, no, that's not the one I want to put. But yes, if you are not yet following me, please do so. And here's the event for next week so that you get notification, same time, same place. We are doing the creative session, not the alphabet session. And I mentioned before, I don't ask for donations on this platform because I'm not allowed to. My visa restrictions prohibit me from earning an income. So your presence is a present. Thank you so much for being here. And all I will ask is if you know somebody who might benefit from joining these sessions, whether to observe or to join in, then please share the details of the live sessions with them. Thank you. That is all I ask. And yeah, to keep showing up. So number 37, let's get... Oh my gosh, okay, definite theme here. Okay, so very similar to the previous one that we did with the circles, except this is bean shapes. Okay, we'll do that. So that's also a very soothing one. So it's less circular and more beany. Or ovals. I have also started recording some tracks for short doodle sessions that you can follow along. I've published 2 so far. One is a root themed one and the other one is a pebble themed one. They're my most recent tracks. So if you are during the week ever find the need to doodle and you're wanting some guidance, you can check out those tracks, and I am continuing to work on publishing more. And as we start to wrap up with this session, wherever you are in your doodle, doesn't matter if you're not finished. I'm not going to necessarily finish this one either, but I'll talk as I doodle. Start to check in and see where you're at on your scale of 1 to 10. 1 being awful, 10 being awesome. Where are you now? Has it shifted at all? In either direction. It is a practice of observation, not judgment. Just to notice. Because sometimes maybe these doodle sessions actually trigger you, or that's okay, it's part of the processing. You have to witness what you're feeling in order to process what you're feeling. Oh, Bon, you're so welcome. Tracy, you're still a 7. Fantastic. Enjoy. 6.6 to 7.7. I don't know why that always makes me giggle, these decimal numbers. Love that. Thank you. All right. I feel like this session has taken me to an 8, definitely. And what are your plans for the weekend, besides finishing your doodle? What's on the exciting opportunity list? Or maybe it's not exciting, maybe it's soothing, calming. Maybe it's the opposite of exciting, grounding. Calming. Maybe there's some doodling in your weekend plans. There we go. So all that's left to do is to go in and fill in the blanks, just like the circular one. But I really like the way that came out. That looks like a very interesting Easter egg. I like that. Alrighty. Barbara, loved our time together. Yay. Gonna go make breakfast now. Okay, perfect. I'm ending the session on an 8. Yay, that's fantastic. Evelina, always concerned when we have more than 4 sections. I try not to think about it as I draw and love the outcome. Yeah, absolutely. Just go with it. Just go with the flow. Tracy, you're having a quiet weekend. It's been a busy week. Fantastic, good. Enjoy your quiet weekend. Amazing. All right, everybody, thank you so much for joining. I hope that you enjoyed the session. Remember, it's not about the outcome of the aesthetic of the doodle. It's about the process that you gave your whole nervous system a little break from the busyness, calmed down, slowed your breathing, paid attention to yourself, your sensations, and in the meantime, you also practiced some creativity. So well done you, thank you for joining. Please do join next week, Friday, same time, same place. Share this if you know anybody who could benefit from calming down their nervous systems. All are welcome. And yeah, hope you have a fantastic weekend and a lovely week ahead. All right, thank you for joining. Bye.